And welcome back to Pure Nebraska. Wednesdays here on the program, we like to welcome a volunteer from the farm women's group CommonGround to the studio.
CommonGround is a group of farm women who want to be a resource for consumers who want to know more about how their food is grown. Joining us today is Crystal Klug from the Columbus area. Nice to see you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Tell us a little bit about your farming operation.
So we're located by Columbus, and we farm mostly corn and soybeans, and we feed our corn to our cattle. So we also have cattle, and we have a trucking business. So there's never not a time that there's something to do.
Yeah,
so.
you're pretty busy. I know you have 3 kids at home too.
Yes.
So busy mom as well.
Yeah.
Well, we want to talk to you today about cover crops. I know consumers often hear about them. What are they exactly?
Cover crops are pretty much what they sound like. They're there to protect the soil. And so we actually just started planting cover crops in 2015. My brother-in-law came home from college, and he was adamant that we start doing this on our operation, and we really feel like it's had a lot of benefits for our farm.
So he's been right. He's helped you with that. Right.
But there's several different types of cover crops. The most common one is rye, and rye is great for suppressing weeds, and it's also it also helps with soil erosion or water erosion, and we're able to feed that rye also to our cattle.
Mm-hmm. So we have some pictures that we want to show of how you're using cover crops in your operation, and here you are actually cutting the cover crops.
During late spring, our silage pile that we created in the fall starts to dwindle. So there we're able to chop our rye, and we're able to use it as another feed source for our cattle. And in this picture right here, that field was a cornfield, and after we harvested it, we went in and drilled rye, and then those are our cows actually. We also have cows in addition to feedlot cattle, so our cows are out there grazing the rye.
Very interesting. And cover crops, you have a few things here. Interesting. Some of them are radishes too.
Yes.
Rye. I know turnips are planted.
After we harvest our soybeans this year, we're going to go in and plant a variety of cover crops: rye, oats, vetch, radishes, and turnips. And especially the radishes and turnips, they're really good nitrogen scavengers. So the nitrogen that the soybeans have left in the field, they're able to scavenge those nutrients and keep it in the soil so it doesn't seep down into the soil or run off.
So Crystal, again, with cover crops, one of the goals is you're planting the cover crops to better the soil and that sort of thing, get a little more nitrogen back in the soil. But then also you guys are using cover crops as a way to feed your cattle as well.
Yes, most of our fields are drilled, but we are actually today or tomorrow, we're going to aerial seed. So you'll see a plane go right by our cattle pens. Our corn is up, and so we're not spraying or anything, we're spreading seed, and we're going to, right by our house, in our cattle, we're going to be seeding some rye and some turnips, so that when we go, and we're going to water that in with manure water from our cattle, and then in a month when we go in and harvest that corn, that the roots from those cover crops will already be established, so that when they hit the sunlight, then they're really going to take off. Then we're going to graze our cattle. We're going to turn those loose, and we're able to graze that in the fall and also in the spring.
Very interesting.
Okay,
very sustainable way of doing things, and okra.
A lot of great.
A lot of things. Okay, cover crops, really an interesting
it sure is,
topic, and it's new now.
Well, when you drive by a field, you kind of want to know what's in there, and it could be any of these things. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Yeah.